Shalom, 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 shalom. Hey, how you doing? You all right? I asked you, are you all right? All right. I need an answer. Shit, don't just be sitting there like you didn't hear me. I said, are you all right? And that means I want you to stop for a second or two and check yourself up from the neck up. Are you okay in your head? I know it's a lot going on in the world. I know it's a lot going on in your life. And we all got pressure. You know, I got pressure just like you do. I got bills just like you do. Everything going up in my world just like it's going, all the prices going up in my world just like they going up in your world. My salary ain't going up just like your salary haven't gone up. So we share the same thing in common. But I just read this report yesterday that said Israel is in the top 5 of all the nations in the world as the worst nation to work for. A whole report came out about that, talking about the hours, the money, the conditions, and all kind of stuff. So, man, Israel in the top 5 worst nations to work in. Really? Okay, but that is not what I want to talk to you about. Before I get to talking to you about what I want to talk to you about, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. You know that's important. That's important for you to subscribe and hit the like button. You know, I listened to interview the past couple of days with Mr. Beast and this YouTube employee that talked about the algorithms and how they figure out what to see, what to feed you. And he said that the like is real important because they look at who liked and what information, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff that they lay out and choose as to how you get your information. But it all starts with the like button on a YouTube video. If you like the button, go ahead. If you like what I'm saying, you find it thought provoking, go ahead and hit that like button. And then also the bell for when I do these videos, you can go ahead and be notified. You know, Nubian King out of Israel just posted another video. I want to talk to you about this war over there in Ukraine, and I just want to make a couple of points to you that maybe you haven't heard, because if you're in America listening to this, then I'm pretty sure that you haven't heard Putin talk, because, you know, from what I'm told is that any information about Russia is held away from America. You can't hear it. You can only hear what they're telling you, CNN, MBS, and NBC, and all these different, mainstream news media that are telling the story that they want you to hear, which it makes you hate Putin and support Ukraine. But Putin is not the boogeyman that you all think he is. America is the boogeyman behind all of this. You know, the 4 areas that was voted to be a part of Russia, that went on and ratified, and so now those areas are Russian territory. The pipe that was blowed up, America's allies, that means America partners, America friend, nations that's friendly to America, said America blew it up. Those allies told the world that America blew the pipes up. And right next to it was another pipe that came out of Europe that America supports. They making money off that pipe. So soon as October 26th, they blew up the 2 pipes coming out of Russia, they introduced another pipe coming out of Europe that America support. This is incredible money that these people is talking about, right? And so Victoria Nuland, she preempted the thing by saying that if Russia attacked Ukraine, those pipes gonna be shut down. They didn't say exactly how they were gonna do it, but no uncertain terms, Victoria Nuland said, "Hey, we shutting that down." Then Biden said the same thing. So it ain't no question, if you've been keeping up, what happened to those 2 pipes. And then how is it that these pipes get blowed up, and then you look up, they introduce another pipe, and guess what? The pipe that they introduced is running right next to the daggone pipe they blew up. So they say America did that. Then this bridge that they blew up, that main bridge going in there, okay, again, they say that was the work of America. Right? Now, 8 of Putin's top energy men, they set over mostly the energy companies in Russia. They wind up dead in 30 days. All right? Another point that they're lying to you about, they're saying Biden say they would not put boots on the ground in Ukraine. That means Biden was saying he's not going to send military servicemen in Ukraine. That's a lie. I just saw a video this morning when I was leaving out the house coming to work. You had a multitude of different nations that had gathered in Ukraine, and America was one. They got thousands of soldiers over there from other countries, right? And America's there. And this is direct lie that your president is saying that they wouldn't put boots on the ground. What you don't know, they've already been there operating and warring against Russia. And so you all don't know that. Putin does. And another thing you all don't know is that's been several occasions that Putin has tried to sit down with Zelensky to have peace negotiation to bring this thing to an end peacefully without it going into a full-scale war. Because the stuff they've been dealing with, it ain't really been no war. You know, and if Russia do unleash on their butts, it still ain't gonna be no war. I'm telling you, America lying to you, talking about Russia got old, rusty, antiquated equipment. How the hell y'all even gonna believe some crap like that? If you sitting up believing that Russian military is old, outdated, and rusty, you got to be the biggest fool. You know, I own the damn bridge that I'm gonna sell you for a Twinkie cake. You got to be crazy. You all supposed to know. Well, Russia has a missile defense system. The first version they call S-400. That missile defense system is so incredibly sophisticated. It has America buttholes so tight air can't get up there. But then after S-400, they revised it and improved it and came out with S-500 missile defense system. Let me show you how incredible this thing is. It can detect missiles up to 400 kilometers away when it launch. The Russian missile defense system is the world's #1 most sophisticated superior weapons defense system on Earth. Even better than this thing they got here in Israel called the Iron Dome. Better than that. Because Israel tell you it's not 100%, they get like 90%. So what they do, they concentrate on the missiles that's going into populated areas. Those missiles that go in places that they already can tell from the trajectory and everything that it's going to land in the open field and don't bother nobody. They don't worry about those. They concentrate on the one that's like coming over my house. And they'll get those, you know. But that S-400, S-500 missile defense system is so incredibly sophisticated that F-35 plane that America put out supposed to be undetected by radar, the S-4, S-500 can detect that plane because they say that the plane is undetectable when it's flying straight at you because of the radar system up front, but any other direction you can detect it, and the S-4-500 from Russia can detect that plane. Okay, so it's a missile defense system that's so incredibly sophisticated that when India was in talks, the process of buying it from Russia, America pitched a bitch. Woo, man, they just, So now, you have to think, if America got a big issue with India, first of all, America don't run India. India is its own free country, own sovereign country. They got their money, they got their people, and they want to buy a missile defense system from Russia. What the hell America got to do with it? You follow what I'm saying? I mean, you got to think about that. You going to Walmart to buy a damn pants. Who the hell somebody got a problem with you buying the pants from Walmart? You follow what I'm saying? That's your choice. That's your right. You got the money. They selling the pants. Go buy the damn pants. Anybody that jump up to have a problem with that, to hell with them. So India wanted to buy the missile defense system from Russia. America pitched a bitch. Talk about they gonna apply sanction on India. They gonna do this, gonna do that. Okay, why the hell you got a problem with them buying a missile defense system for themselves? Because America don't want nobody to have any kind of military strength over them. You follow what I'm saying? Remind me of a child in the nursery school out there in the, outside, in the sandbox when they let the children out for an hour or two, whatever, to play, and they running around. So you got a sandbox out there. You got a bunch of little toys that the children play. Well, you got one little bandit that's he's devilish bandit. He take all the toys and put it in the sandbox with him because he want to play in the sandbox and with the toy. And then he don't want nobody else to play with the toy. And all these toys out here for all the daggone children. This little bandit, he in the sandbox with all the toys and bitching and screaming and hollering because he don't want the children to play with none of the toys. It's one of you and you got 15 different toys in the sandbox. Let her play with these other 14. He don't want that. The evil bandit. That's where America is. So why the hell you got a problem with India buying the missile defense system for Russia? Because America know that damn missile defense system will protect India from any bullshit it does. And so y'all sitting up believing CNN, ABC, NBC, the mainstream news media, that Russia's sitting over there with an old, outdated, rusty, antiquated military? Are you... I've listened to Vladimir Putin on several occasions. And then I listened to what America's saying. They saying he on the verge of Parkinson's disease. They say sick, he about to die. They say, hey, he about to die, he's sick and all this kind of shit. But then it's your president that can't walk up the damn steps going to his plane. He falling all up the step 2 or 3 times. Putin over there riding bareback on a damn horse with no shirt on in the freezing cold. No saddle, hanging on to the horse hair, riding his ass off. And he just turned 70. But you say he senile and he's sick and something wrong with it. And it's Biden the one that's stumbling and walking around dizzy on the damn stage, shaking hands in the air. You see how America do that? Y'all, come on now. Y'all can't stay stupid all the time. You can't stay under this stupor all the time. You got to open your eyes and see that for what it really is. And stop listening to them feed you full of bullshit and eating they stupid soup every day. Biden is the one walking around, shaking hands in the air on the damn stage, walking in circles, stumbling up the stairs, going to the airplane, talking all crazy. Blah, 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 blah. And Putin sitting there straight ahead, looking at the camera, still exercising, working out, lifting weights, riding the horse bareback, no shirt on, and y'all saying he's sick and damn near dead. Man just turned 70, strong as a bull, talking very intelligent. But you don't get to see that because you're being lied to in America. I see the comments. I hear how y'all be talking. I hear how you be talking to me. Oh, you support Russia. What difference does it damn make? Your paycheck don't change if I support Russia, the damn aliens that come in here, or you. What difference does it make? None of this shit change your paycheck, dummy. That's the whole thing. Your paycheck stays the same no matter if Russia bombs Ukraine, America, or China, or you. Your paycheck stays the same. So what difference does it make? It's just some stuff we talking about. You getting all frustrated and everything because somebody's saying it. What difference does it make? When you stop listening to me, your life gonna go on. You're gonna do what you want to do. And you're gonna get what you've been getting. Whether Russia, America, China, Israel, Africa, Canada, don't make no difference. Dummy. Your paycheck gonna stay the same. Don't make no difference who the president is. If it's Obama, if it's Bush, if it's Clinton, if it's Reagan, your paycheck stays the same. To this day, who's in there? Biden. Ain't your paycheck the same? Dummy. I got to talk to you to stimulate you. Because you're missing the whole point. They lying to you. They lying to you so bad. Putin has tried on several occasions to have peace negotiations with that clown Zelensky over there. Boris Johnson jumped on the plane, go over to mess the meeting up one time. They don't want to have peace negotiations. They want to start a war with Russia because all that's a part of their, one world government. And they don't want nobody out there over no military as powerful as Russia with missile defense system like the S-400, S-500, with bombs like, okay, what just happened yesterday, you all may not know, Putin laid scunion on their asses. They just had, I think it was 11 highly precision missile strikes over in Ukraine on specific targets, like infrastructure, power plants, not nuclear plants, and certain buildings that he knew American soldiers was utilizing. See, y'all don't even know. America's already been over there. All right. Now, when that election took place that you all was told it was a sham election, that wasn't no sham. Those people are, in fact, indigenous Russians that always wanted to be a part of Russia, and the jive started years ago. They talking about 2014 when all this, yeah, but even before that. Because these people are indigenous Russian, they ethnic Russian, they are Russian people that have been living in Ukraine that wanted to be with Russia for a long time. The thing is, the reason why the Ukraine is fighting against them so hard because those people have some of the most mineral, natural resource rich land in Ukraine. And if that goes under Russia, then that means a lot of money and wealth is taken out of the hand of Ukraine. And so they fall economically. Now that it has happened, Putin told them, he said, look, if anybody attack any of those areas, which are now Russian territory, it's going to be met with severe consequences. See, America trying to stoke a war over there because they really believe that they can tangle with the bear. But what you all have to understand is when America push Russia to a certain point, they gonna unload on them. And then America gonna come and retaliate. Then you're gonna be at full scale war. And it ain't gonna be just America fighting Russia. It's gonna be America fighting Russia and China, backed up by North Korea, Kim Jong-un. That's gonna be your issue. And see, that's exactly what your president is leading you into. And that shit right there very well could be the destruction of America, because that time they're going to take the fight in America. You be over there in D.C. running around in Texas and different places. Because you see how America been slick. All the wars and everything they done had has been not in America. But this one that they doing right now, they're going to bring that to America. And you see what's happening. The infrastructure inside of America, they tearing it. They're already destroying certain key things in America. With him shutting down the pipeline. You saw what happened last winter out there in Texas with the power, folks freezing. It was a mess, and then what's his name jumped on the plane and went to the island. Senator what's that boy name? I did in Texas. Was it Ted Cruz? I think it was Ted Cruz. They got on his butt because Ted Cruz and his family hopped on a plane and jumped south, where it was nice and cold and warm, while it's people up there in Texas freezing they nose off. I think it was Ted Cruz. You all know who I'm talking about in Texas, the senator of Texas last winter. All that became a big deal when he was going out the country, when his people were back there in his district freezing. You see what I'm saying? See this thing here, man. So the other day, Russia strategically hit 11 targets inside of Ukraine. lit their asses up. One of the buildings was where the Americans was held up, soldiers. They had an international group of soldiers in that building. Man, Russia brought it to dust. 11 points, all at one time. Bam, 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 they gone. This is inside of Ukraine. And y'all talking about a war? And not one soldier was lost. Not Russia. They sent missiles in there. Cruise missiles. You saw them flying through there. Boom! Some people say missiles fly too fast for you to see it on video. That's not true. You can see it right there on the video. I saw it this morning when I was getting ready to go to work. Guy said, look, watch this. And we looking. Damn. Boom! The power plant shut them down. They don't have no internet, no electricity. And so it's like, Russia's shutting them down step by step. Keep on going. And the man trying to tell y'all, you need to sit your ass down. You need to cool out. Let's get together and talk. No, they don't want to do that because America wants full-scale war. But you people are going to be in a full-scale war with Russia and China supported by North Korea. And India is walking a real kind of like, tightrope. Because they don't want to really be on the outs with America, but at the same time don't want to piss Russia off because they doing a lot of business with Russia too. And everybody know now it's Russia and China, not America no more. All those plants in America that was running and doing all kind of stuff, your greedy businessmen took that away from you and went out to these other nations with this cheap labor and had all this stuff manufactured in these other countries, and they was making incredible money because if you know that when you're running a business, 75% of your operating cost is labor, paying wages. 75%, right? It's paying wages. That's the biggest expense that you have in operating the business. The rest of it is, like maybe electricity, some taxes, and supplies or something like that, But the greater expense you have of running any business is paying wages. And so when the businessmen in America back in the day decided to start having their products manufactured in these other countries with low wages, yeah, they made a lot of money behind that. Okay, but that's just like one time, two time, the first year, 2-3 years, and you have all that product made in a foreign country. You put it on a big boat, bring it over to America, sit in the stores and sell it, and American people buy it. Well, those 5,000 people that lost their jobs in America, that ain't really felt like that because those 5,000 people spread it out all across America. And so the amount of people in that state that lost their job was kind of like spread it out. So that's to say, statistically, it ain't really a big backlash from all them people losing their job. Because why? The stuff is being manufactured at a much, much cheaper cost, which put more money into the owner's pocket, right? Then now he don't have to pay all the wages to have the product produced. He gets that money in his pocket. Then he bring the product in and he sells it across America and he's making that money. So he happens to sit in a boys club. He's making incredible money. But how long does that last? See, all that stuff came to an end now. Why? Because more and more businessmen caught on to that and more jobs was exported overseas. And so now you got, a number of unemployed people that can't buy the product they bringing in because of greed. One businessman, two businessmen, three businessmen. Then you look up all these people is manufacturing things outside of America. And they bringing it back to the Americans to buy it, but they're unemployed. Because of greed, man. And so now, they say what? The economy is never better than after a major war? That's a crop duster right there. Is he going to open that spray up? I better watch him anyway. I'm gonna close my door. Cause if he open them containers and start spraying that stuff, I don't want it to blow over this way. He too high to open it. Cause when he go down, he'll go right over the field. Right, he's still flying. Yeah. So anyway, that stuff that they bring back, you got all these people unemployed to buy it. And they're unemployed. They can't buy it. They got no job. They trying to hang in there. So then, the way their economy works is it's never better than after a war. I think he's going on now. Yeah. So here it is. They stoking the bear. They stoking the bear. Now he unleashed a bunch of missiles and blew up strategic targets that they were very well aware of what was going on in those buildings, cut the power off, the internet communication. I mean, knocked them out one day, 11 strikes, all at the same time. Did you hear about that? I'm pretty sure you didn't. Or, you know what? Yeah, you probably did, because you know how they do in the mainstream news media. They just be lying about everything. They want you to think the worst, the absolute worst about Putin, and then just want to put off Zelensky as Ukraine, like, oh, they so sweet people. We need to help them, and we need to do all this for them, and we need to send them money. Do y'all know that Putin said last month? He said in the 7-8 months that they've been fighting in Ukraine, he's only spent $6 billion in the war. That's what he told them. I know you don't hear stuff like that in America, and you probably thinking, man, Nubian King, boy, where you coming up with all this shit at? I know that's what you're thinking. Because you listen to CNN and all these other people telling you all this yik-yang. America done threw $100 million into this war. And Russia said they've only spent $6 billion. America done threw $100 billion into it. Right? You remember that $40 billion at one time I was telling you about? Just $40 billion. But then Russia said last month, hey, in the 7-8 months we've been at this, we've only spent $6 billion, not even $10 billion. America done threw $100 billion into that. But they ain't told you what they doing with it, who getting it, where is it going, how much it, nothing. What they buying with it, nothing. Nothing. But at the same time, y'all don't know what's happening in Haiti. America about to go and invade Haiti now. They doing another invasion. They over there in Ukraine fighting against Russia and about to get their ass lit the hell up. Russia know exactly where every single American serviceman at. They know where every single international volunteer at in the Ukraine. They knew all those installations, you know what I'm saying? Because it's been tens of thousands of Russians living in Ukraine for years. So they know all they need to know about Ukraine. Russia does. They right next door. You could throw a missile out of your hand over there. Right across the street. And now America got you people, the government got you people talking about, oh, we need to support Ukraine. If Russia spent only $6 billion, why the hell America got to spend $100 billion? Huh? For what? Do you know about the military equipment that's been showing up in Africa? You ain't heard about that, have you? Yeah, no, because you listen to CNN all the time. When they killed the president of Haiti and installed this guy, man, you know what? Y'all don't believe what I'm saying. Why am I wasting my time? For what? Why am I telling you all this? You don't want to hear this. Now they saying that the Haitian president wants America to bring in the military to bring back peace. Will America do that? Hell yeah. Absolutely. Because they still salty from the ass whooping they got to Salt Liver tour so long ago when they tried to come in and colonize Haiti. They still salty behind that butt whipping. These bandits don't quit, man. You think the Jews done gave up looking for people that was in the Holocaust? They found a bandit around here, 90-some years old, in a wheelchair, put his butt on trial and put him in prison. There he was, sitting in a wheelchair in prison. You think they gave that fight up? No, they still looking for these guys. They got agencies heavily funded looking for Nazi. Hell, if you was the doorman, open the damn door in for Hitler, they coming at you. You know what I'm saying? Still to this day. And they can easily get money from they people like, hey, give us $10, 10 shekels a pop for this organization. We're gonna go and find out who opened the door for Hitler. Boom. $1 million. 24 hours. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it looked like it's gonna be kind of funky around here. Yeah, buddy. So you need to stay tuned. You need to get off these other networks. You know, I'm gonna give you a good place on YouTube to good information. A good place on YouTube to get good information from is this channel called Redacted. It's a husband and wife team. Was it Clayton Morris? I think they named Morris. I like the way they give the news. You know, they don't have a lot of. They not a part of mainstream news media. They are channeled over there on YouTube, and it's a family operation. The husband and wife team and the two producers, the guys in the background, they brothers. So it's a family kind of situation. But I like the way they tell the news because they just sit there. And what he does, they come from journalists. The dude is a journalist, right? Because like today, he had another journalist. I think the guy name was Daniel Cohen, that has been living in Haiti and reporting about the situation in Haiti for quite some time, even before they killed the president, right? The last president. So this guy was breaking down this whole situation about Haiti in detail. All right. And so you're not going to hear this type of information on CNN or Fox or the mainstream media. You had to go to other channels. Like this guy, Redacted, Clayton Morris. I like their channel because they lay out all different type of information and they do their heavy research to go in and find the other story. You know what I'm saying? That they don't want you to know about, and they talking about it. And they lay it out real professional. This is a high-end kind of thing. They got over 1 million some subscribers, but they have real good information, you know. And so that would be a good place to look at also. Now, the other dude that's one of the most banned guys in the world is Alex Jones. But see, he have contributors. Alex Jones is huge. I mean, hella huge. And that means he have contributors. It ain't just all Alex Jones talking. He got one guy named Greg Reese. I really like the way Greg Reese do his videos. They be short, sometimes 6 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But it just be concentrated information. Greg Reese, he called it the Greg Reese report, right? And so when you know what I'm saying, get in contact with these other people, they giving you information that you're not going to just hear out there on the mainstream news media. And then you begin to see how this thing is rigged, man. This is some bull crap. Really. I mean, it's mind-boggling how America be lying to you. And you all should know that now because you got into the war, like the thing where Bush did, the weapons of mass destruction. You went in there talking about Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. And what did that do? That got the American people to support a military initiative to go up in there and bomb them people back in the Stone Age. And you ain't had no problem with it. Your country did that. Because, see, they first got to get the American people to go with the military move. And so you go over there, and you bomb the snot out of them people, and you leave them. You kill the leader, and now American citizens say, okay, we got rid of the dictator. The people gonna be all right. And then all that go quiet on it. They go quiet on that country. You don't hear nothing else about it. You daggone sure don't hear nothing about what's happening on the inside of the country, because they done jacked the place up and it's finished. And so it's the same thing. You had to get on these other channels and look around, get off of CNN and get out here and research to find out these other things. And so forth, that listening to Putin, they're not going to let you do that. You had to get you a VPN, change your IP address, put it somewhere in Europe or whatever, and then you get to hear these things and you'll say, well, damn, yeah, they lying. And if you don't know your government will lie to you, why is it that Putin says they've only spent $6 billion on the war, but America spent $100 billion, and haven't told you exactly what they're doing with that money? Then you got the Biden administration, and you look at his son Hunter Biden and all the corrupt things that he's been, accused of, and he's still walking around free, going in and out of the White House. How could that be? The only way that boy can still be walking around free, doing what he's doing, is he has to be walking around free inside of a corrupt system. That's the only way he can still be out there doing anything. Other than that, that boy would have been locked up and throw away the key and put him under the prison. But because he walk around in a corrupt society, it's all good. All right, so listen. Look at those stations, get information not from mainstream news media. Even if you have to change your IP address, get you a VPN and listen. But see, at this point, it's imperative that you stay up on these things, not fed CNN bullshiggity. You understand? Those other people I named to you would be good to get other information, another objective, and then you can even compare yourself. You listen to CNN every day, you know what they're talking about. You listen to these other stations and you see what they're talking about, and you're going to see, good, what? They're going to show you videos that you're not seeing on CNN. They're going to give you reports that you're not seeing on CNN. They're going to give you information that you're not seeing on CNN. And then you're going to know you've been straight up lied to. And your country is being drawn into a war again. This is the last thing I'm going to tell you. Your president is going to get you an all-out, full-scale war with the bear, Russia. Now, you believe that you all can fight and win against Russia. Okay, on one hand, that could very well be possibly true. If America and Russia get to fighting, America may be able to take Russia in the ring, one-on-one. But the thing that you all have to understand is Russia is not alone. Russia has China that will fight with them. Now we're talking about two technological giants. Don't sit up there and believe CNN telling you that Russia military has a bunch of old, outdated, antiquated, rusty equipment. That's what I heard them say. This is what they told American people. Russia military has a lot of old, antiquated, outdated. Then they showing you footage of old stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you sitting there, eyes open, mouth dripping, and you believing it. Oh man, we could take them. Remember the S-400, S-500 missile defense system. The strike they just did in Ukraine was precision. Each one of those missiles hit on target, 11 different targets at the same time out of Russia. And if you get into a tangle with Russia, China gonna be there too. Listen, up in Alaska, do y'all know that the military, they spotted a Russian warship and a Chinese warship rolling together up around Alaska? Because you know in Alaska, you got those two islands out there, okay? Between the mainland America and mainland Russia is 55 kilometers, right? But there's an island, there's two islands that's close to each other. The big one belongs to Russia and the small one belongs to America. And the distance between those two islands is only 2.5 kilometers. So that means you only have 2.5 kilometers between Russia and America off the coast of Alaska. And they say when the water freezes over, if it freezes over hard enough, you can walk from America to Russia 2.5 miles. I mean, people do that every day just out walking, right? So yes, around those waters, Russia and China can roll together and still be in Russia water, and China warships be there right at the border of America. And so if they're that close to each other that they could bring their warships together and sit right there at the coast of America, then don't think that a war between Russia and America is just going to be America fighting Russia. It's going to be America fighting Russia and China. And don't forget what Kim Jong-un said when they first started at this, that he's with them. Kim Jong-un support them. And you see, he been launching a bunch of bombs out, a bunch of rockets that he flying over people's countries, right? So this thing could really get into some serious situation. And if you're not been keeping up, if it get to that point, you're going to be running around asking what the hell is going on. And I know it's a lot of people that don't want to keep up with the news. They don't want to hear it because it's all frustrating. It's all doom and gloom. But if there's ever been a time in your life that you need to try to keep up and abreast of what's happening, it need to be now. It need to be now. And you need to get off that CNN and stop listening to these people lie to you and start getting some more information that's on the real tip, so you can, try to prepare yourself and your family for anything. Hopefully nothing happened. Okay? What I'm saying, it very well could jump off just like that. It could be nasty. Cause you know what I'm saying, it could be nasty. Russia ain't trying to get beat by America. America ain't trying to get beat by Russia. But if they do get to thumping on a real serious level, this job could get real crazy around here, planet Earth. Okay? No, I don't believe it's going to be a nuclear war. No. I mean, now America, are they stupid enough to do that? Yes. Why? I've heard more than one senator say, why don't we just nuke Russia and be over with it? This is what the dumb American senators have said out of their mouths. Why don't we just nuke Russia and be finished with it? On their part, they just that stupid. What did Putin say about a nuclear war? He said there are no winners in a nuclear war. That's what Putin said. I'm telling you because I know you ain't heard nothing in America if you're listening from America, right? Vladimir Putin told him, he said, man, I don't want no nuclear war. There's no winners in nuclear war. I mean, big bombs, you know what I'm saying? H-bomb, hydrogen bomb, you can blow some shit up. It'll be all right. You be okay. You build back. Well, who's left? But nuclear, man, I was listening to them break down how nuclear bombs would react. They don't blow it up on the ground because the ground in the building would lessen the impact. They blow it up in the sky. So you have the radiation, then you have the electrical energy is knocked out everywhere. All the electrical network is knocked out. Then you have the heat, burn your skin. Then you have the flash that blind you. You know what I'm saying? Then you have the burns like you're in a car 2.5 miles away. If your arm out the window, it'll burn you. I mean, all kind of terrible things with a nuclear bomb. And so if you had a full-scale war, you ain't going to drop just one. You drop a bunch of them. Just like Russia bombed those 11 points in Ukraine, those Russian submarines have nuclear missiles right off the coast of America. Now, out there in the international water, America ain't got no controls on who do what, how close you come. As long as you stay outside of the territory of the nation, then every nation has so many miles from its coast, from the sand that out there in that water that belongs to them. Okay? So once you get outside of that zone, then that's called international water. Anybody can come out there. So you can put a Russian warship right off the coast of all around America. All up and down the west coast, off the coast of California, you put Russian warship. All down there in the Gulf of Mexico, Russian warship. All around the Atlantic over there, off the coast of New York and Georgia and Florida, Russian warship. And you can't do nothing about it. And all them Russian submarines and warships sitting out there with nuclear capabilities that in a matter of minutes could be blowing up all across America. That's the reality. But that is not what Putin said he wants, because nobody wins in that. You know what I'm saying? They done blew up enough bombs around here to know what'll happen if, excuse me, if they do something like that. But you got the dumb American senator said, why don't we just nuke Russia and be finished with it? That's spoken from a complete jackass that is an old rich white dude that's sitting up in the U.S. government that has such incredible wealth that he living in a bubble. Don't even know reality. For that man to say something that stupid, as if Russia ain't got no nuclear bombs. Huh? Anyway, listen. I hope I said something to stimulate your thoughts, so that you would keep abreast of what's happening. Look at these other networks, you know, and try to stay up on this thing. And you know, the billionaires, they buying luxury bunkers because they all expecting a full-scale war. This time, I'm expecting it to be inside of America. It ain't going to be just another country. But if this bear really do open up, raise his head, man, this shit going to be crazy. Ooh-wee. It's going to be ignorant. And you know, Israel going to be on full-scale alert over here. We're going to all have our gas masks distributed again and check up on your safe room, your bomb shelter to make sure you supply in case anything jump off. Israel be telling us to do that in a little bit. Get your water, get your canned goods, and get yourself situated in case, you know, we have to hunker down. While, you know, if this thing get that funky. But then you got America supported by Israel. You follow what I'm saying? So it could get crazy. And a bunch of old, funky, stinking men sitting around doing this. Sitting around doing it. And I'm going to make this last statement, I'm out. And you know why I believe that we looking at situations like this? Because if you look up and see who doing all the talking, who doing all the leading, it's all men. It's all men. Ain't but one woman that been up there, Angela Merkel, over there in Germany. Well, just one woman, and all men. It's like, you know, they dick measure my dick, you know what I'm saying? And so testosterone, I'm a bigger, you know. But if we had women up in there, I believe it'd be different. Why? Because first thing the woman gonna do is be thinking about the babies. They ain't gonna want these children to go out there and get killed. So they'll come up in the meeting with some cake, cookies, pies, something, you know, collard greens, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But first of all, y'all eat. Let's eat before you get to talking. You're hungry. Drink something. You know what I'm saying? And then them women, they gonna come up with something without dropping bombs and killing people. Some way, shape, form, or fashion. Because the first thing the woman will, I mean, as long as they ain't like Hillary Clinton, because she don't give a flip. She's a different kind of species. I'm talking about the real woman, you know what I'm saying? That still have love, compassion, and they thinking about the babies. We're not gonna let these babies get killed. So they're gonna figure out how to get this solved without dropping a bomb or shooting a bullet. And we all be good. Anyway, I just, you know, remember, I just said these things to help stimulate thought and hope that you have some, you know, good thoughts and put you up on a few things that you can learn and get some information from. And don't get upset if I might have said something a little bit off. You can go and research it and get it together and shoot me a message. You know, if you want to correct something, I'm open. You know, I'm not that kind of person. But also, I do take donations. Sister asked me, do you take donations? You can go to my landing page on my YouTube where you see the banner that says you're going to need a third eye, an open third eye to understand anything on this channel. Over there to the right, you'll see a little button. And right next to it is a blue button. That's the PayPal. You can click on that and shoot a little donation my way. I appreciate that too. Anyway, I love you. I said it. Hope I stimulate thought. You know what I'm saying? And I love you from the basement of my heart to the attic of my mind. I love you 24/7. That means I love you all the time. Shalom.